Hey, I know I've been inactive for a while on YouTube and I've been really busy with like college and stuff. And also I haven't been playing that much Genius games these days because like I said, I've been like really busy with college, a lot of homework assignments and stuff. But I still want to continue doing YouTube because that's like really what I've been enjoying. And like I said, I've been inactive on YouTube for a bit while, but I still want to make a video of something. So Genius recently did something really interesting that really caught my attention, so I just thought I'll make this video to kind of like talk about it and also share my opinions on it. So let's just get right into it. So I would say when they started this kind of format is, I would say maybe like at June, where they actually released Secret Manga Girlfriend and they released the first season of it. And now you would think that this season will also have 15 chapters, but you'll be wrong. This one actually has 10 chapters, and also they have like a end screen which they would say that the second season would release to this specific date. I could be completely wrong about this because I've been losing touch to these games, but nonetheless it's pretty interesting they are doing this sort of format. But yeah, it's pretty interesting nonetheless. Also, not to mention that they also released a side story of Bossy GF and also Ranto GF, which they did side stories of each Zoe and Tsukiko respectively. So yeah, of course it's pretty interesting to see that as well. I've played both of them, but let's get back to what I was talking about earlier. July came and that's where things got really interesting because they actually released a format where they would like make a story, but instead of making like a 15 chapter story, they will make 5 chapters each season. So that is pretty interesting to see that they are now doing this sort of format. And by the way, the first game they actually did with that format on the Bishoujo site is called Say No to Rom-Coms. That's the visual novel name. And I see some opinions on the fan server on Discord. And by the way, if you want to join the fan server on Discord, there will be a link in the video description. But anyway, people did say that the story felt like a bit too rushed because it only lasts 5 chapters each season and there will be like 2 more seasons which they have to wait. And I've been really seeing like a lot of disagreements with this kind of format. Not to mention they are also trying to add more premium choice in that as well. I think someone mentioned that every single chapter have their own premium choices now because usually they wouldn't like add any premium choice on the first and also 15th chapter. So that's also really interesting that they are trying to add more premium choice. Just to put into summary, like this kind of format would actually have 30 premium choices instead of the usual one which is 26. And they have been doing this for quite a while until now actually. There's also a game called My New Classmate is a Dragon, which is also a 3-season story. As of uploading this video, there are only 2 chapters shared so far, so we're still waiting for the last chapter. Again, I haven't been looking forward to this kind of stories, but yeah, again, it's pretty interesting nonetheless. And if you thought that Genius is not going to say anything about this as well, you will also be wrong because someone from the actual Genius team actually replied to this kind of feedback. So I will be sharing the screenshot on the screen right now and see it for yourself. But basically, they are doing this sort of thing as an experiment thing. So maybe they are trying to like make them play 5 chapters and make them like really looking forward to the 5 chapters. But I would definitely say that there are some like drawbacks when it comes to this sort of format. So let's talk about those. For me, I think this 5 chapters format could be a bit of disadvantage. Like, I mean, looking back at how like popular games actually got popular in the first place, it's because of the growth when they first released, and I think that sort of thing actually matters. If they release a game that already released 5 chapters and made them wait for the other chapters, I would say that could be an issue because people would say that it felt too rushed and not interested to look forward to the other seasons as well. So I would say that's one of the drawbacks of this format. And also I would say that the story itself, like in between the seasons, might not link correctly, so that could be also an issue as well. But then again, I haven't been focusing on those sort of story because I haven't played those games yet. But maybe there are some sort of advantage as well because like maybe they are trying to make their fans to like look forward to the other seasons because they'll feel like excited or something. But I could be completely wrong about that, so I would say that could be a possibility. And also looking back at the screenshot I showed you earlier, the Genius Japanese team actually is aware of the feedback that they have been getting, so it's not like they didn't actually listen to anything, because obviously they're making the games for the people to actually play it. So maybe this format wouldn't be like continuous to the other future games as well, but let's see how that one will go. And also I just want to mention, even though it's not completely related, that they have been making stories that actually like reliable on the posts or social media, which if I remember correctly, they released a game called Girlfriends Rich vs Rebel. Like the ending of which one you will get depends of what you choose on the social media platform. So if, let's say if you pick Emmy, which is the winner of this poll thing, is the one who will get the ending which people will really wants to. So it's pretty interesting to see they are trying to like interact with the fans, and I hope they continue with that sort of thing. I find it really interesting. I hope it doesn't stop. I think that's about it from me. Sorry again for being really inactive this time, because I just been really caught up with college stuff, but I will try my best to put up interesting content for you guys to watch, and maybe you have some opinions on this as well. So if we have some thoughts about this sort of format as well, just let me know in the comment section. Anyway, that's about it, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully. Bye bye. This picture has been me thinking a lot lately, I'm not gonna lie, because Hazuki Satomi, is she really like, I mean, I have no problem with the name Hazuki, but the Satomi part made me like really wonder, like, is she like a cousin of Chiro or something? Like, who's she really? Like, who actually is she?